In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to Greece. The most complete video you'll watch today about this destination, the cradle of civilization, covering Athens, Santorini, Mykonos, Crete, and the best tips. So let's get started. Greece is a country that sparks everyone's imagination. It's the land of the Olympian gods, of philosophers, of democracy, and, of course, of the most beautiful islands in the world, with their white houses and an unbelievable blue sea. It's a trip that mixes ancient history with breathtaking landscapes. But before we talk about the attractions, let's get to the most important logistics tips. When is the best time to visit Greece? This is a summer destination. You need to go when it's warm to enjoy the beaches. The best time by far is the shoulder season. We recommend May, June, and September. In these months, the weather is perfect, warm enough to swim, the seawater is great, and the crowds are a bit smaller. We strongly recommend avoiding the months of July and August. This is the high season. It gets very hot. Athens goes over 40 degrees Celsius. The islands are unbearably crowded, and the prices for hotels and ferries skyrocket. Winter, from November to March, is very bad for this destination. It's cold, rainy, and all the islands, like Mykonos and Santorini, become deserted, with almost all restaurants and hotels closed. And how many days to stay in Greece? The country is large, and the logistic of getting from one island to another takes up travel time. Don't think you'll see the islands in 5 days. To do the classic itinerary, which is Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini, the bare minimum we recommend is 10 full days. But to do it calmly, the ideal is 14 days. With 14 days, you can stay 3 days in Athens, 4 days in Mykonos, and 5 days in Santorini, and still have your travel days in between. Mandatory documentation. To enter Greece, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Most non-EU citizens do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization, called ETS, will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. The strategy in Greece is to choose the right base in each location. In Athens, the best region for tourists is to stay in Plaka or Monastiraki. The pro is the charm, and the fact that you can walk to everything. You're a 10-minute walk from the Acropolis and surrounded by restaurants. The con is that it's very touristy and can be noisy. A quieter, more local option is the Koukaki neighborhood, right next to the Acropolis metro station, and a 5-minute walk to the museum. In Santorini, the choice is crucial and expensive. The first option is Oya. The pro is that you are in the postcard, with the blue-domed churches and luxury cave pools. The con is the price. It's the most expensive area in the world, and it's isolated, a 30-minute drive from Fira. The second option is Fira. It's the capital of the island. The pro is that it's the center of everything, has the best bus logistic, more nightlife, and hotels with a caldera view for a slightly lower price. The third option, to save money, is to stay at the beaches of Parissa or Kamari. The pro is that you are on the black sand beach, and the hotels are very cheap. The con is that it's on the other side of the island. You will not have the caldera view. In Mykonos, the best option is to stay in Kora, the main town. The pro is that you are in the middle of the labyrinth of white streets, near the windmills, Little Venice, and all the restaurants and bars. You can walk everywhere. The con is the noise at night and the price. If you want to stay on the beach, Ornos or Platos Gialos are great for families with beachfront hotels, but you'll need a bus or taxi, a 15-minute trip, to go to Kora. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region on each of these islands. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer in the same location, but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The good hotels with a caldera view in Santorini sell out a year in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around Greece. To arrive, you'll fly into Athens Airport, ATH. To get between the islands, you have 2 options, ferry or plane. Ferries are the classic way. There are slow ferries, which take 8 hours from Athens to Santorini, and the high-speed ferries from Sea Jets or Hellenic Seaways, which take 4 to 5 hours. The high-speed ferry ticket is expensive, costing about 80 to 90 euros per leg. The second option is the plane. Airlines like Aegean and Sky Express have short 45-minute flights between Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini. Often, if booked in advance, the flight costs the same as the high-speed ferry, and you save a full day of travel. To get around inside Athens, use the metro. It's efficient, cheap, and takes you from the airport to the center. A ride from the airport costs 9 euros. To get around inside the islands like Santorini and Mykonos, renting a car, an ATV, or a scooter is essential. Public transport by bus exists, but it's crowded, runs every hour, and doesn't take you to the best beaches. You need a vehicle to have freedom. An ATV rental in Santorini costs about 40 to 50 euros per day in the summer. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper, and you guarantee your vehicle, as they sell out in summer. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Now, for the attractions. The first attraction, and the heart of Western history, is the Acropolis of Athens. It's the ultimate symbol of Greece. It's a rocky hill in the center of the city, home to the Parthenon, the temple dedicated to the goddess Athena. The logistic is simple. Take the metro, the Red Line, and get off at the Acropolis station. The golden tip is to go right when it opens, at 8 a.m., to avoid the unbearable midday heat and the crowds. The ticket costs 20 euros in the high season. Set aside at least 2 to 3 hours to explore. The second attraction in Athens is the Acropolis Museum. It's located just below the hill. It's a spectacular modern museum built over ruins. It houses all the original statues and artifacts that were found on the Acropolis, including the famous caryatids. The ticket costs 15 euros in the summer. The logistic is a 5-minute walk from the Acropolis station. The best time to go is right after visiting the Acropolis. The third attraction in Athens is the Plaka neighborhood. It's the oldest and most charming neighborhood in the city, at the foot of the Acropolis. It's a labyrinth of cobblestone alleys full of souvenir shops, restaurants, and flower-filled houses. The attraction is free. You just walk and get lost. It's the best place to buy leather sandals. It's a 5-minute walk from the Acropolis station. Now for the islands. The fourth attraction, and perhaps the most famous in the world, is the sunset in Oia, Santorini. Oia is the village in the north of Santorini, famous for its blue-domed churches and white houses. The sunset here is an event. The logistic is complicated. You need to arrive by car, ATV, or bus, which leaves from Fira. The bus takes 30 minutes and costs less than 2 euros. You need to arrive at least 3 hours before sunset to get a good spot. The best spots are the ruins of the castle. It is free. The fifth attraction in Santorini is the Caldera boat trip. The island of Santorini is actually the rim of a volcano. The attraction is taking a boat trip inside this caldera. The tours usually last half a day and cost about 100 to 150 euros per person. They take you to swim in the hot springs, which are lukewarm. You also stop at the island of Thracia and watch the sunset from the boat, facing Oia. The sixth attraction in Santorini is the Red Beach. It's a dramatic beach, with dark volcanic sand and giant, intense red cliffs. The logistic is that you need a car, scooter, or ATV to get there. It's located near the archaeological site of Akrotiri. Parking is free, but you need to take a short and slightly dangerous walk on a cliff path. Now for Mykonos, the party island. The seventh attraction is the Kato Mili windmills. They are the island's postcards, 5 white windmills on a hill facing the sea. The logistic is easy. They are at the entrance of the main town, Kora. The visit is free. The best time to go is in the late afternoon. Next to the windmills is the 8th attraction, Little Venice. It's a neighborhood in Kora where the colorful houses were built directly over the water, with balconies over the sea. Today, it's where the most expensive and trendy bars are for watching the sunset. The 9th attraction in Mykonos is the party beaches. The most famous are Paradise Beach and Super Paradise Beach. The logistic to get there is to take a bus from the Fabrika terminal in Kora. The ride takes 20 minutes and costs about 2 euros. The beaches themselves are public, but they are dominated by beach clubs, like Tropicana and Cavo Paradiso, which charge a lot for chairs. The parties start around 4 p.m. The 10th attraction is the day trip from Mykonos to the island of Delos. Delos is one of the most important archaeological sites in Greece, the mythical birthplace of Apollo and Artemis. It's an uninhabited museum island. The logistic is to take a ferry from the old port of Mykonos. The trip takes 30 minutes. The ferry ticket costs about 22 euros, round trip. The entrance to the archaeological site costs another 8 euros. Finally, on the mainland, Meteora. It's a surreal place. These are Greek Orthodox monasteries built on top of giant rock pillars. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The logistic is difficult. You need to take a 4 to 5 hour train from Athens to the town of Kalambaka. From there, you take a taxi or a tour to go up to the monasteries. The ticket for each monastery costs about 3 euros. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like the Acropolis, the ferries between islands, and the boat tours in Santorini can sell out. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Skip the line tickets for the Acropolis in Athens, the Acropolis Museum ticket, ferry passes from Athens to Mykonos and Santorini, and the Caldera boat trips, all at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. And they have free tours that are great, like walking tours of the Plaka neighborhood. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips, and that have everything much cheaper. International travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator which is essential for the islands, and the global account to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Let's talk shopping. Greece is not an outlet shopping destination, but it has beautiful local products. In Athens, in the Plaka and Monastiraki neighborhoods, buy handmade leather sandals, museum replica jewelry, and olive oil products. In Santorini, the shops in Oia are high-end, with many art galleries and expensive boutiques. In Mykonos, Korea is famous for luxury brand stores like Louis Vuitton and sophisticated beachwear. And the tax-free tip applies. The tax in Greece, VAT, is 24%. You can request a refund on purchases over 50 euros. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, Greek food is one of the best in the world. It's fresh, simple Mediterranean food. You have to try a real Greek salad with a giant block of feta cheese on top. Try the moussaka, an eggplant lasagna with minced meat and bechamel sauce. The street food is the gyros or souvlaki. It's grilled pork or chicken served inside a pita bread with fries, tomato, onion, and tzatziki sauce. And eat lots of grilled octopus and fried feta cheese with honey. For restaurant suggestions, starting with the cheap ones. In Athens, for the best gyros, go to Othanasis in Monastiraki. It's a classic. A kebab plate costs less than 15 euros. Also cheap, in Santorini, Pito Gyros in Oia is the most famous and delicious place to get a gyros for less than 10 euros. For an expensive experience with a view, go to Ambrosia Restaurant in Oia, Santorini. You dine hanging on the cliff, overlooking the caldera. The tasting menu costs over 200 euros per person. And for a luxury experience in Athens, Varoulko Seaside, it's a Michelin-starred restaurant in the Piraeus harbor. It specializes in high-end seafood. A full dinner costs over 150 euros per person. And how much does it cost to eat in Greece? It's a mix. Athens and the mainland are very cheap. A full Big Mac combo costs about 8 euros. A Mythos beer costs 4 euros. The golden tip is the gyros, which costs 3 to 5 euros and is a full meal. Mykonos and Santorini are extremely expensive. They are some of the most expensive places in Europe. A dinner at a mid-range restaurant in Oia or Mykonos town will cost at least 80 to 100 euros per person. A bottle of water can cost 8 euros. The tip for saving money is to eat gyros and buy drinks at the supermarket. And the tip? It's kind to leave about 10% of the bill. What about nightlife? The nightlife in Greece is legendary. In Athens, the nightlife is concentrated in the Gazi district, the old gasworks area, now full of clubs. The Siri neighborhood is great for cocktail bars. In Mykonos, the nightlife is the main attraction. It starts in the bars of Little Venice for sunset. After 2 a.m., people take the bus to the super clubs, like Cavo Paradiso and Paradise Club. Entry costs 50 to 80 euros. In Santorini, the night is much quieter. The action is concentrated in Fira, the capital, which has several bars and a few small clubs. Traveling with kids? Greece is a great destination for kids. In Athens, they'll love the changing of the guard, the EV zones, in front of the parliament at Syntagma Square. The islands are perfect. In Santorini, they'll love the boat trip in the caldera. But the best island for families is Naxos or Crete. They have long, shallow, sandy beaches, like Agios Georgios in Naxos, perfect for kids, and are much cheaper than Mykonos or Santorini. Combining your trip? This itinerary is already a great combination. But from Greece, combinations are easy. From Athens, you can take a 1-hour flight and be in Rome or Istanbul, Turkey. If you are on the Dodecanese Islands, like Rhodes, you can take a 1-hour ferry and be in Bodrum or Marmaris, Turkey. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.